So here's a quick look around a typical eCore class. Before we begin, when an instructor or course designer or administrator logs in, at the very top they have the option to select a course, so they can go way back throughout their history, and they can use these little pins to pin their favorite ones so they can get back and forth quickly. That's one way to navigate. You can also search for a course here by course name, load more courses down there. Since I've already got the two that I'm working with right now pinned, I'll just go ahead and roll down, and you'll see for fall I taught first session 1 and I'm teaching first session 2. Note that under my name here I also have the options of changing notifications and account settings. And there's a learning activity library that we haven't used very much, but there are lots of tools to explore. Up here where I have message alerts, if I click here, it will take me to an email where I can access messages from all of my courses. And these are notifications tied to specific discussion posts that I have checked the little box asking for notifications related to these messages. I'm going to go ahead and go into my current class. Everywhere that you see these little arrows, there are additional options. So on the course navigation bar, assessments are lumped together. This is where you'll find the drop box, grades, quizzes, rubrics, and self-assessments. Communication tools are linked here. And one thing that confuses instructors or students is how to navigate. Because up at the top, we tend to read left to right, top to bottom. So you can jump straight to the syllabus of the content this way, or there are widgets on your home page related to the course. You'll notice that my content browser is pushed way down on the left, which is actually an issue in some of the classes when it's pushed down by the settings in your calendar. I can collapse this and my content browser will jump up. But that may be an issue we want to look at in the future, is the layout of these widgets on the page. These are shortcuts and news. eCore includes a live chat with the eCore help desk and basic information and social media information at the bottom. So as a student or as an instructor, most people after they read the syllabus will go to content, either from the widget or from this top button. Notice that because I am logged in as an instructor, I have options for editing and adding information. If I want to see this as a student, what I need to do is go back to the course home, click on my name, and see right now the default is view as instructor, but I can click this little change button and I can view the content as a student so that I can see what students see. This is a very, very important tool to use. As you build a course or edit a course, as you add grade items, you really want to make sure to go back and view what you've done and preview exams and take exams and look at how your grades calculate as a student to make sure everything is truly viewable and working in the proper manner. From here, note that I can jump straight to discussions, or under content, I can work my way through each module. This module is the Syllabus and Start Items module. It includes the course syllabus, a mandatory attendance quiz, and an introduction discussion. I continually have to remind my students to actually work their way through this table of contents instead of jumping to these shortcuts. Too many students will go straight to assessments and take the quiz without reading the content. They'll go to communication and respond to the discussions without reading the content. Because of the way that the questions are worded, I could usually figure out if they've actually read or not. If they don't include information from the readings or this pertinent to the question, I definitely count off. You'll notice that students have another link to content under resources. I'm not sure why there are two different ones. This is something that eCore may want to look at in the future. There's a shortcut back to the calendar. There's checklists, which actually very few instructors use and are not built into many of into many of the courses. So that's something the instructional designers may want to look at. Very few people use the locker because you can upload only a minimal amount of files there. The file storage is very, very small. Under library, we have access to Galileo and Gill, which is important for research. And under design, because I am an instructor, I can get to competency and rubrics even if I'm under as a student. So this gives you a general overview of how you can navigate from the top navigation bar, how you can jump from the shortcuts up top, how you can change your settings, and even how you view a course, log out, and also notifications, how you'd like to be notified of different activities. Very interesting. So notice that students have this option as well. And then from the course home, I've gone over the fact that there are various widgets to use to navigate the course and also to access various resources. Another very important link that somehow is often overlooked is the Smart Thinking link. This is the link that provides students access to 24/7 tutoring and a writing center. And in many of the syllabi, explain what this is to the students, but unfortunately some of the faculty don't even realize that it's there and that they should perhaps be referring students to this great and wonderful resource. So that gives you an overview of how the courses are typically laid out and how they're navigated.